Welcome to the show, dude.
Nice. Chaga time.
This is Garrett. Garrett, what's your last name, bro?
Kiger.
Garrett Kiger.
Yep.
Not to be confused with Freddy Cougar.
Nice. Or Tiger.
Or Tiger. Dude, what do you got in here?
Dude, it's chaga tea. Actually, the legit stuff, decocted. This reminds me when I used to work in a Chinese herbal pharmacy. Had all kinds of like sick plants and like huge ginseng roots. Yeah, right.
Healthy plants for the sick. Yeah. For those who don't want to be sick.
Exactly. Yeah, goji berries and mushrooms and all kinds of stuff and roots, and we would boil them up. So cook the chaga in the actual pot on the stove. It's way better.
Yeah, so it's interesting, like things like, I consider myself a raw foodie. I consider myself a raw foodist.
Same.
But, when you want to get the benefits of medicinal mushrooms, you boil them and you drink the water. And the water doesn't have any calories in it, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, it's not cooked food, and it's not even like cooked calories. It's just like cooked extract in water, basically. And it's like chaga and reishi are the two most studied herbs in the world.
Yeah.
So many benefits to them, man. Chaga for pineal gland activation, for your immunity, for longevity. Reishi mushroom for the calm state of mind.
And nervous system health.
Nervous system health,
Huge.
fighting tumors, cancer, all that stuff. This stuff's the bomb, dude. And it tastes great. People think they need coffee. It's like, just have this. Black is coffee.
Yeah, so it has like a full body to it too that most like herbal teas are kind of missing, that I think get people, including myself in the past, of getting hung on coffee and the taste of that. Some herbal teas are just kind of empty, but this is actually like has a nice density to it.
Yeah, it does, dude. And people add all sorts of stuff to it, but I just have it on its own. If you want some of this, link is in the description. But Garrett is on the show today because, dude, why are you on the show?
Here to talk about raw foods.
To talk about how raw foods has changed your life?
Yeah, man. It truly has. I spent most of my adolescence just in search for just a deep, started off as a very innocent search for health, because I had found myself, even at a very young age, just consciously aware of knowing that I could feel better. I remember going.
You knew you could feel better, dude?
Oh yeah. Even,
I thought feeling shitty was like the norm.
Right,
I thought this was it. That's pretty dope that you knew you could feel better.
Yeah, totally.
How old were you when you knew that?
Like 12 or 13. I just had a I don't know, an awakening on some level at that early age, and I was just extremely discontent with what my current day-to-day state was, and I knew that there was more.
Right.
And it said that self-awareness and knowledge of self is the beginning of wisdom, and I think it was when I became self-aware of that, I just became fascinated by just kind of learning to crack the code of human vitality.
Cool. When you were that young, dude, that's crazy.
Yeah. But it wasn't until, I made it all the way through my teen years, through college, of still approaching health from a very mainstream paradigm of macronutrients and just sort of the mainstream template of Western nutrition and working out and training from blogs and magazines that are just totally
Were you into drugs and alcohol?
Oh yeah, definitely.
What kind of booze do you drink? What was your drink of choice?
40s.
40s?
Ice House 40s, man.
All right. And what was your? I was a Bud Light Lime kind of guy. But,
nice. Okay.
What was your drug of choice?
Drug of choice? Definitely had my time with marijuana for sure. Nothing hard for me.
No.
Yeah, no like crazy amphetamines or stimulants or anything.
Never tried Molly?
Actually, yeah. Okay, yeah, done that, but not in that era of my life where it was just like lackadaisical and casual and
right.
and reckless, if you could say. But yeah.
So how come? I mean, if Molly, like, everyone loves Molly and everyone loves drugs and drinking, like, how come you still don't do that?
Because it doesn't bring me the results that I want on a day-to-day basis.
But it feels good in the moment, right?
Yeah, you always pay for it.
And for you, that price is worth it?
I'm tired of paying for it.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. That's funny. How many times do people say, "Oh, I'm never drinking again," when they're hungover?
Yeah.
And then later that night, they go drinking again.
Yeah, we tell ourselves, man, I mean, it's that process and phase of opening up your consciousness, I think. Because even once you get on the health path, and especially with raw foods, your standards continually to like kind of evolve, and you don't settle. You don't want to settle, and so many times in my life I go to bed every night and like wanting to do something better the next time, or learn from an experience of eating cooked food, or eating too much late at night, or not taking care of my sleep and things like that. And so I think it's just a gradual progression.
So you find that you're constantly trying to improve your habits and get better?
Yeah.
What's something really recent, like within the past week or so, that you're working
on? Sleep for me, for sure.
Earlier?
Yeah.
Or more?
Yeah. Getting more sleep, so sleeping earlier. Yeah.
Okay, that's definitely cool. And for you, like, what are you doing late at night? Your computer, iPhone?
Yeah, so it used to be I would get home from work pretty late and do most of my eating, all my calories in the evening, and it would really just disturb my sleep. I'd go to bed with a really full gut, and you can tell your rest just isn't as good.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then
so you're changing that now?
Yeah, definitely. Shifting the eating window earlier in the day is probably one of the biggest high yield
low-hanging fruits.
Yeah, that is often missed. But if your daytime lifestyle can support it, get your calories in earlier.
Yeah, dude.
In the evening.
There are a few exceptions. People say they can't do it because they're out doing something, or they have hockey at like 8 p.m. or something, and they can't. They simply can't stop eating at 4 p.m. Sure, but most people out there listening, most people out there watching, they can eat between 12 and 4 p.m. Most people can eat in that window. Mm-hmm. Again, there are some exceptions, but for the most part, majority of the people can eat between 12 and 4. Mm-hmm. And those who do experience extreme benefits. Like, I just got off the phone with Christine. You overheard that conversation.
Yeah.
Like, out of nowhere, she's like, "Ted, like, I started doing the 12 to 4 thing, and it feels amazing." She's like, I lost like X amount of inches around my waist, and my digestion's way better. I'm way more regular. I'm sleeping better. Like, I just feel better. And I'm like, hell yeah. I didn't even ask for the testimonial. She just started pouring it out there based on the conversation we had a month ago. It was a suggestion I made. I was like, "Yeah, you ever tried intermittent fasting?" And she's like, "No, how would that work? And why would it benefit me?" Just give her the rundown on how human growth hormone gets released when you're not eating, and improves digestion and all these things. And she loves it. And I mean, we're having a retreat in a couple of days here. It's an intermittent fasting, raw vegan retreat, and you came for that. Why do you want to come to the retreat?
I just like feeling the connection of community. That's what keeps people on track the most, is having the support of friends and other people that resonate with this type of lifestyle. And it's a potent combination of getting people together and focusing on the same thing, and then helping each other along our individual pursuits.
I was just I was talking to my mom the other day on the phone, and she's like, "Ted, can you go check my Facebook if I posted those pictures to an album?" She went hiking. She wanted to see if she posted some pictures.
Yeah.
So I went to go check to see if they're there, and scrolling down her timeline, and like there's this TED Talk that she had shared. Not a TED Car Talk, but like a TED Talk. And it was a TED Talk about how the number one predictor of a long happy life is social relationships,
big
strong social connections.
Big time.
And I'm like, that's why I'm so attracted to fruit festivals and retreats. because like we actually get to talk and hang out. And it's like what I realize is at these retreats and at these festivals is that like when I'm all alone usually, like my problems are like big. Like they're all my problems. And then when I get to a festival or retreat, it's like, yo man, his problems are fucking way worse. Her problems are way worse. My problems are nothing. And because like other people have problems too, I want to help them with their problems. And when you start helping people get what they want, you start realizing that you can have anything you want.
Yeah.
You know?
Connects our humanity, and
yeah, it just makes you feel like your problems are like nothing, like to help this person. And when you help other people, they feel so appreciative. Like if I have a legit problem and you help me with it, I'm so appreciative. Like, dude, thank you so much. I didn't know I could do that. Like you show me a tweak on the computer, I'm like, sick. It's amazing. And that's the type of stuff that you get when you're like side by side like this, you know, looking over the shoulder. You're at a retreat, you're at a festival, whatever. You actually get to like teach people stuff. I remember I ever created a PayPal button on my website. Joey B helped me at Woodstock get that going. And I was like, sweet, I can actually accept payments now. This is amazing. I didn't know how to do that before. And like, I know other people who just got little benefits like that at festivals and retreats. Like just people say, oh, you just add that button there and do that and you're all set.
It feels so good. It feels so good to be able to offer help to someone.
And you can go online and watch tutorials and how-tos and stuff, but it's not the same when someone just kind of does it for you or like points on your screen and says click that. And so you actually do it. You're like, thanks, dude. You kind of want to reciprocate too, like how can I help? And it's just dope too because we get to go out and go for walks together and hikes and breathe fresh air together and meditate together and experience the day together. So that's really dope, man. Thanks for coming.
Thanks.
The real reason I wanted to bring you on the show is I want to talk a bit about maybe 2 or 3 of the main benefits you found from raw veganism, and then as well talk about how you cleared up your entire skin from acne using a raw vegan fruit-based diet approach.
Yeah, totally. So as I said earlier, I kind of very early on kind of dedicated a deep part of myself into the pursuit and the search for health, my own greatest well-being, that I could conceptualize it at each phase of my life. And it wasn't actually until after college that I learned about veganism and the whole idea of consuming raw plant foods exclusively and what that can do to the body. And it just made complete sense kind of from day one. And of course we all have to kind of go through a deprogramming process and a de-indoctrination process because of everything that we're brought up in. But the more and more I started testing, getting back to like the self-awareness and the knowledge based on personal experience, the more I actually tested these ideas and these ways of eating, you start to get a very physical sense for what you're actually feeling. So I had terrible acne as a kid and really just thought it was like just sort of a rite of passage, like, yeah, it's a bummer, but I'm becoming a man or whatever. I watched my older brother, he went through Accutane and just thought all it was normal, and just kind of unavoidable. Some people didn't have it, but definitely started getting acne when I was like maybe 14, 15. Painful, deep, just cystic inflammation. And so I was on antibiotics for probably about 7 or 8 years. And
antibiotics for acne.
Yeah, crazy. So it relatively kept my skin clear while I was on it. But if you don't know, antibiotics do a number of damaging things to the body, particularly just wiping out your gut flora and the healthy bacteria and healthy organisms in our body that contribute to our immunity and nervous system health and brain function and all these things. And so it was around the end of college I started to realize, like, I probably shouldn't be taking this shit anymore. So I took myself off of the drugs.
You wean off or go cold turkey?
I'm pretty sure I went cold turkey pretty fast. Yeah, I was like, I kind of had maybe half a bottle left and maybe like did every every other day or something like that, but I got off them pretty fast. And
the acne come back?
Oh yeah, big time.
Isn't that funny? We suppress a symptom and we think
it's gone.
It's all good.
I think it's gone.
Then we stop taking the suppressor.
Yeah.
Boom, flares right back up.
Yeah, it just is pushed deeper into the body, and over time, it's going to take an even longer time. I still consider myself in certain areas still recovering and kind of purging all of that.
You ever done water fast?
7-8 years is a long time. No, I haven't. So that's probably what's next for me. I did.
I think if you want to reach those depths, the water fast will allow you to reach those depths effortlessly.
For sure. Yeah, I did a 30-day juice fast in March of this year, and that was a really amazing experience. Was training every day, going to work, felt awesome, and really improved my gut health and my skin health over that time.
Wait, so let's back up. So you quit the Accutane, or not Acne, you quit the antibiotics, your acne gets worse. Then what do you do?
Oh yeah. So that's right around the time when I was like discovering raw foods, and I dove into that, and was doing lots of salads.
How'd you find out about raw foods? Who'd you watch?
David Wolf.
Yeah, cool. Me too.
Yeah, David Wolf. I was doing my health coach training right after college because I knew I wanted to help people. I knew I was always called from a very early age that's what, when I was most alive and helping people with their health.
Cool.
And so I did that, and watched David Wolf talk about avocados and salads and powdered Yarko tea and
chocolate.
It's sacred chocolate.
And this whole time you had acne as you're watching him.
Yeah, and tons of gut stuff, just tons of gas, tons of bloating, discomfort.
Okay.
Yeah, that was a direct result from all the drugs and
coming
all the foods. Meat, potatoes, casseroles, eggs, dairy, and almost everything growing up. Tons of processed food. So
when you got into raw foods, you're thinking this is the key. This is going to get rid of my acne.
Yeah.
You knew there was a connection between diet and acne at that point?
I knew there was a connection, but I think it also goes beyond just an immediate switch. Like, I think intermittent fasting was a huge thing. I think it kind of creates it primes the body to use the resources and information from food in the most efficient and intelligent way.
You gotta get that snap down, dude.
What's that?
You gotta get that. There we go. Yeah, use that finger. I don't use this finger anymore. This finger I don't use anymore.
Nice.
So wait. So you get into David Wolf. You get into the raw food thing. You still got the acne. You're like, this is the path. And then when do you actually start to see any benefits with your acne changing, getting better?
I mean, definitely within, I would say, 2 months, it was significantly better.
So within 2 months of just being mostly raw?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Mostly raw?
Yeah, 100%.
Did you cut out stuff
100%.
like one at a time, like dairy first, and then gluten, and then wheat, and all that stuff, like one at a time, meat and cheese and?
Yeah, I kind of did them by category. So I would take out. I immediately took away all animal products because that was also
the first thing.
Yeah, that was also
including dairy.
Yeah, including dairy. Just because that was also a personal connection, ethical thing for me as well. But
you got rid of that.
Yeah, but was still doing quite a high fat at the time.
Yeah,
high fat at the time, and.
But you still notice the difference?
Noticed the difference, but I hit a wall.
Yeah, plateaued.
For sure.
Then you cut out gluten and other stuff and notice another difference?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And it's just been a refinement over the years. And
you just keep cutting more shit out and keep adding in more good stuff.
Yeah.
And now you're saying that you're now doing raw with intermittent fasting to a degree.
Yep.
So what's your intermittent fasting looking like right now, and what would be ideal for you?
So right now it's looking like, especially with the retreat coming up, is I did all juice yesterday, traveled, and so I knew I wanted to just feel really light. We obviously have the most energy to be busy and kind of do things that are tiring, like traveling can be, when we're just light on the inside, when we don't have the burden of digestion. And so that was really nice yesterday. And then starting an afternoon eating window, do some training and movement, and then get in the calories in the early afternoon.
So you have a time frame that you want to stick to?
Definitely. For me personally, I'm coming from more of like a 6-hour eating window, so I'm wanting to, try to taper that even
what hours?
To down to 4. Like back at home, it was like 5 to 9:30, 5 to 10.
Oh, so evening
too late.
window. Wow.
Late. Yeah. And that's why I was saying that's why my sleep suffered.
I mean, some people can get away with that, but if they go to bed later, but it's like I like to go to bed empty, bowels empty. Bladder empty, so that I don't need to get up and pee in the middle of the night.
Yeah, it makes a huge difference. I slept awesome last night.
My buddy Lockhart, he does 10 to 2 or 11 to 2. And then my other buddy Joe, both of them from Australia actually, Joe Hooper, the dentist, who had my show a while ago, he does like 9 to 2, 9 a.m. to 2 p.m.
Wow, really? Eating? Yeah.
After that, he's just free, set. Gets in all the calories he needs early on.
Yeah.
And Lockhart really recommends stopping around 2 p.m. I haven't really got to that level yet. I'm doing 12 to 4, which I think works really well for me right now, my kind of lifestyle. But apparently, the earlier you stop, the better.
Yeah, and there's like a thing too with when if you follow kind of the biorhythms of nature too, of eating when the sun is highest in the day and before sunset. And that generally, that's cool. Depending on where you live, but most places in the world, that's
like 12 to 6.
Yeah, that's about a 4 to 6 hour eating window.
And what that means is like, okay, you give yourself this 4-hour eating window, let's say. That means you're fasting every day for 20 hours.
Yeah.
20 hours of fasting, water fasting benefits for 20 hours. And when you do that, you just get, like, it takes about 6 hours after you stop eating for your insulin to get back down to base level.
Yeah.
Once your insulin's at base level, then your body starts producing human growth hormone. And once it starts producing human growth hormone, it produces more and more and more as the time goes on. Once you reach about the 18 to 20 hour window of not eating, then your body's now releasing 2,000% more human growth hormone than it would be otherwise.
Yeah.
So it's about that 18 to 20 hour window after you stop eating, which is a good time to go for a workout. It's a good time to start eating again. It's a good time to, go on. Yeah, you're all set.
Yeah.
And then what are the benefits of human growth hormone? Everything, man. Your nails grow quicker, your hair grows quicker, your muscles recover quicker, body fat gets eaten up, you just feel better, you look leaner,
it
sleep better.
That protein breakdown that everybody's so fearful
of prevents
like losing
exactly. But I mean, the issue I think a lot of people have with it is that they just they're so used to the social norm of going out and eating with other people.
Oh yeah, man.
That's a big one. And the other one is they just don't eat enough when it's time to eat. They're like, and I find myself guilty of that too sometimes. It's like, I find myself, it's like 3:30 and like I stop at 4 and I haven't really eaten much. I'm like, crap, I gotta go eat a bunch right now. So cram it in. But I always manage to get really full by 4 p.m. Pretty easily. And it's like my days can be super simple, just like wake up and then, go through my morning routine like I'm doing now, and then go for a workout, and then when I finish the workout, come home and either have a smoothie or just a big fruit bowl. It's a bunch of mono fruit, big fruit meal.
Yeah.
Then after I have that big mono fruit meal, I'll wait a bit, maybe I have a salad.
Yeah.
Right? And then finish it off with maybe a smoothie, or exchange the smoothie with the salad. Have a smoothie first, then evening finish off with a big salad.
Yeah.
And I go through phases, like we were talking the other day. I go through phases. Sometimes I do no salads, but other times, like right now, I'm in a salad phase.
Yeah.
Big bed of greens, bunch of avocado, tomatoes, cucumbers on top, or zucchini on top, whatever. Done, dude. Put some mango on there. Put some cayenne pepper on there if I want. Whatever. Super simple. But I'm so full by 4 p.m. I can't imagine eating after that.
Yeah. And when you have time to like digest that.
Yeah.
And It's
man.
It's a big change.
So for people out there right now who are struggling with acne, do you think, for guys specifically, because we don't know much about girls, we don't study the female acne protocol, but for guys, we've studied the male acne protocol to get rid of that. And what would you say would be like the number one tip for guys wanting to start clearing up their acne right now? It'd be like the first thing they could do in the first week of getting into it.
Getting into
Clearing
raw
acne.
or just
clearing acne
from base one.
Yeah.
You got to get rid of the things that are causing mucus and inflammation in the body first and foremost. And
what would those be?
Dairy.
Dairy's a big one.
Yeah, dairy, meat, and gluten.
Dairy and gluten, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, if they replace dairy, what are they supposed to have instead of milk? Like cow milk.
Oh man, there's like a new almond milk maker. Have you seen that?
No.
Yeah, but man, I mean, you go to any store these days, any kind of milk, plant-based is going to be a better option than dairy.
Almond milk, hemp milk,
oat milk is actually pretty good.
Gluten free?
Oh yeah.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Rice milk even.
Mm-hmm.
Tons of different milks.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you get rid of gluten, what do you replace gluten with?
To be honest, I don't know if I really replaced gluten with anything. I just stopped
eating it.
Yeah, just stopped eating wheat products and stopped eating breads and things like that. You know.
Yeah, it's a simple fix, dude.
So, yeah.
Yeah, people just get rid of that. They start noticing some benefits, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's why I'd say too. The first two things you want to cut out would be dairy and gluten, and.
But you will hit a wall.
Yeah, you hit a wall, and if you want to further progress from that, you got to keep cutting out more stuff, but adding in more stuff as well, adding in the right foods, and then taking the right lifestyle activities into account as well. What are some lifestyle activities people could do to clear their acne up?
Yeah, daily movement, like any, we're so in our Western mind have actually become very averse to exercise because. I think it's done in just an unhealthy way. But daily movement, it's something that you enjoy. Go for walks, light hikes, calisthenics.
Anything to get the lymphatic system, right?
Yeah, we're trying to move the lymphatics, pump the blood and the circulation.
I mean, if you love the high intensity shit, I think that's fine too. Mm-hmm. Like going for sure. Spin classes,
for sure.
Going for some fast 5Ks.
Yeah,
it's really rare to see someone in the Olympics, top of the game, with acne. Because your lymphatic system is so pumped, dude. Mm-hmm. They could be eating garbage. They could be even have the genetic predisposition acne, but they don't get it because their lymphatic system is way too pumped.
Yeah. And high intensity is good. You just have to honor your recovery.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's talked about enough. I think over time people halt their progress in their health overall just because they're constantly overtrained, underslept, and fatigued.
Yeah.
And that affects your hormonal health, that affects your digestion. Even if you're eating the best of foods, your digestion is going to suffer and your hormonal health is going to suffer. And so, but daily movement that is stimulating but does not leave you exhausted.
Breath work is dope too.
Breath work.
Breath work stimulates the lymphatic system, totally alkalizes you, brings in, allows your blood to move around the nutrients that you already have in you.
Yeah.
And it can be done just standing up, sitting down, going for a walk even. Go for some walks, do some breath work.
Yeah.
That'd be dope. We should do that now, dude. Go for a walk.
Yeah.
Weather looks great right now.
Yeah, it's really nice. Really nice.
Cool, man. Yeah, sorry, the camera just cut out there. Question was, what are your experiences with cooked food addiction, and do you think it's a real thing? Some people don't think it's even a real thing.
If you don't think it's a real thing, try it. Try
quitting?
Yeah, immediately stop eating cooked food and then tell me in a day, 2 days, 3 days if you feel that it's an addiction.
But so few people ever try that?
Yeah, so people actually try it for themselves, so everyone just goes based on secondhand knowledge, and we're wanting the firsthand knowledge. So psychological addiction, the chemical addiction to food, we're subjected to these food-like substances and chemicals in processed food. Dairy and meat is highly stimulating, and it completely misaligns our internal sense of appetite and hunger regulation. And so there's definitely a component to food addiction that is emotional. We reach for substances, and we reach for foods that are comforting. We have an emotional attachment to certain things.
Do you think it's just the dairy and meat though, or do you think it's also vegan junk food?
Oh yeah, those things too. You don't find those things in nature. Yeah, man, I've definitely had to work through that on my own journey.
What are some vegan options that you find yourself addicted to?
Oh man, like the coconut ice cream, just the vegan cookies, and the heaviness that just sort of sits in your gut.
Dude,
and
I've known so many people who go vegan and gain weight.
Yeah,
because they get on the junk food and they think it's better.
Yeah,
but it's
processed meats or the
fake meat.
Yeah, the fake meats.
Yeah, and they say it tastes better than the actual stuff, and I don't deny. I mean, I don't not believe them. I believe them. It probably does taste better than the actual stuff. So that's why it's so hard to get off it. And then they keep eating and gain weight.
Yeah.
But so you yourself, you experienced the food addiction with the vegan cookies, ice cream. What else? Any pizza?
Oh yeah, definitely veggie pizzas and all kinds of stuff. And it never fails that when I start to get back into cooked food, even just very, very subtle compromises, I will, over the course of a couple of weeks or over time, start to just systematically overeat.
Right.
Because I lose that precise connection that I've found on raw foods exclusively that tell my body when I'm hungry and when I'm completely satisfied and not interested in food.
I don't know anyone doing like 90% raw.
Yeah.
If you're not doing like 100%, you're probably doing like 40%. Yeah. As far as calories go.
Right.
Yeah. Like a lot of people say I'm doing 90% raw, but it's like, yeah, sure, maybe 90% of your volume's raw.
Right.
But calorie wise,
yeah,
like definitely. It's probably mostly cooked. And a lot of people don't want to admit that or even like face it, but it's like you said, it's a slippery slope. It's a progressively downward trend when it comes to starting to eat cooked food again. So so for you you find staying 100% raw helps you just keep straight and keep focused and keep your acne away.
Yeah, keep it super simple. When your combinations get too fancy, that's when you'll start to see the acne return. The digestion will start to shift around a little bit once you've kind of dialed in understanding what's possible with mono meals and fasting and certain things.
I think a lot of people can get away with eating a bit shittier when they're intermittent fasting.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
Like you can get by with some worse combinations with intermittent fasting because you got so much human growth hormone pumping through the system. Your body's so ready to finally eat. It's just you can get away with a lot more. So see a lot of people doing intermittent fasting with junk food vegan, and they're still staying lean because it works well. But I mean, I wouldn't want to go down that route. I like to stay true to nature. I like to feel absolutely amazing with every food I'm eating. Every meal, I want it to be in harmony with nature, and I want to eat the food that I'm designed to eat.
Yeah, it totally negates the process. So if the idea behind intermittent fasting, okay, we eat around 4 hours, get in all the calories, and then we're giving our body the whole rest of a day cycle to do other things. Why would you choose to eat foods even in that time period that are then going to still be something that the body has to deal with? Whereas still eat amazing, eat the best foods, eat the best that you possibly can, and then those 20 other hours are even more productive for your body in healing, cleansing, detoxing, building fitness, rather than just trying to hack the system to like, okay, how much can I get away with and still, you know what I mean?
Still get by.
Right. Get by and settle.
All right, dude. Well, this camera's probably going to run out of time, so we got to bounce. But thanks for the show, bro. I appreciate it. Stoked for a good retreat.
Yeah, buddy. Appreciate you, man.
Take care. Much love. And people can find Garrett's info via the links in the description. Peace.
See ya.
How's everybody doing? It's a very, very cool place. We have not ate this much fruit in a long time. I feel like we're a little bit high on the fruit. Who else is feeling a little bit high on the fruit? All right, let's do this.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are beautiful, beautiful people. Oh my goodness, it must be all that fruit you eat.
Something that I notice about the people at this festival in particular is that everybody is very open-minded.
Everyone is really loving and caring. I can feel their good hearts. Everyone is very welcoming and everyone is so eager to learn and become a better version of themselves.
Yeah, I've met so many new people at this festival. There's so many cool people from all over the world. I know a lot of people I'm going to stay in contact with after the fruit festival.
Really just, it's all about the people coming together and just enjoying fruit life and everything beautiful that comes with that.